we were out walking the dog, and the doctor called and said, you have cancer. I think I just crumbled. I mean, it's still emotional, you know, because you just think the absolute worst. Oh my God, all the things that you want to do flash through your life. You know, your daughter, your spouse, the party next week. I mean, it's like your whole life has now been put on pause. When they asked me if I would be interested in a clinical trial, my answer was an immediate yes.
Cancer clinical trials are offered to patients at the time of their diagnosis and treatment. A clinical trial should always be considered for cancer. It is optional. The patient, once enrolled, can always be withdrawn from the study at any time at their choice.
I always thought you would have to go to one of the big university hospitals, you know, 2 or 3 hours away. So I was very excited to hear it was offered by, you know, Salinas Valley Memorial Hospital right in my own backyard.
Currently we have trials for breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, and lymphoma. Trials are focusing on treatment, control, detection. We take specimens to be analyzed here, and they're also sent out to major universities.
I wanted to do whatever I could out of this bad situation to have it have a benefit and to have good come out of it.
We haven't got all the answers to cancer yet. The cure continues to be elusive, and the only way that we are going to find an answer is to do carefully controlled clinical trials with real patients in everyday situations with control groups and treatment groups. When a patient consents to be in a clinical trial, the patient gets registered. A computer makes the choice. It's completely random, and neither the doctor or the nurse knows ahead of time what that patient will be randomized to.
Even if I was in the control group, I hoped I wasn't because I wanted to be actively engaged, but even if I was in the control group, that's just as important as the other group, because you have to have the bottom line to compare it to. So I was very excited to participate in any way that I was needed.
Nancy was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma in situ, and so she was found to have cancer cells in her ducts of her breast. She enrolled in 2012, and she was randomized to the treatment arm. And current therapy is radiation alone, and so the question is, would you add 2 doses of chemotherapy to the radiation to evaluate whether that's effective in curing this type of cancer?
The physicians were fantastic, and I think the best part was I never felt pressure from any of them to participate. I felt always empowered, and that's what all of the doctors that I dealt with throughout this journey said to me was, you're in the driver's seat. We give you the options, and you choose what you want to do. And when you feel like you have no power because you're dealing with breast cancer, being told that you do make all the decisions and you control your health, that was fantastic to me. So they were really just as a guide and my knowledge source to answer my questions as far as the clinical trials went.
Now she's in the follow-up phase. So in a few years, when we gather all of the follow-up information, we'll have an answer.
I am a survivor, and we are survivors through this. So for me, it was exciting. Every part of it was exciting because it was like one step closer to the answer. And I may not ever see the answer, and maybe my daughter won't see the answer, but maybe my granddaughter will. So it was very exciting to me to know that I had a part in helping to find the cure.